Unser Ablauf heute, wir haben Sandra und Thies mit dabei. Sandra ist die Filmemacherin und Regisseurin. Thies ist der Co-Produzent und hat auch uns kräftig...
Tonight we have Sandra and Thies with us. Sandra is the director of the movie. Sandra will give us a short introduction, and then we'll watch the movie, and after that the three of us will chat a bit about the movie. So Sandra, please.
Wir hören uns gleich noch.
Ja, schön, dass ihr alle da seid.
Thank you all for coming here. We have a lot of competition for this slot.
Deswegen umso schöner, dass ihr hier seid.
Even nicer that you chose this movie.
Memories.
And this year the motto of the Congress is Refreshing Memories.
Eine Zeitreise machen.
So we'll do a little bit of time travel.
War denn schon im CCH in Hamburg dabei?
Who of you have been at CCH in Hamburg? A lot.
Erste Mal jetzt beim Kongress?
And who of you is here for the first time? Also a lot.
Und dann würde ich gerne noch wissen, wer kennt denn dieses
And
Projekt schon?
also I would like to know who knows about this project. Even more.
Okay, danke schön.
Thank you.
Ich habe 2015 angefangen, diesen
In
Film zu sehen.
2015 I started filming this movie,
Rohschnitt,
and last year we watched the raw cut, and
feststellen, dass diese Version
everybody who saw this raw cut will notice that this version is much different. And I'm very keen to get your feedback on all the changes I made.
ungefähr seit einem halben Jahr mit dem Film auf Festivals.
And I've been traveling various festivals with this movie. It's also been shown in movie theaters.
Aber was ist das eigentlich für ein Projekt? das
And
wir gesagt haben?
so what is this project, All Creatures Welcome?
Gesellschaft im digitalen Zeitalter.
The movie
Das ist ein Dokumentarfilm.
is kind of a documentary about current society.
Noch etwas über das gesamte Projekt
And
erzählen und
in the next 10 minutes, I want to
wie alles passiert ist.
give you an overview of all the things that have happened.
Sandra Drussel, man kennt mich.
My name is Sandra Drostel,
Ich bin die Filmemacherin und
and I'm the filmmaker. Thies Münter
die Musik
is
für den Film komponiert und
the composer of the music, and in general, he has been
vorab
steering the musical parts of the project.
Vorführung hier.
We don't have a regular movie presentation. This is a big thing for us today.
Arbeit.
So, after 4 years of very intense work, tonight the movie will be made available online.
Die modularen Ergänzungen zum Film, die
So
wir
there's a
vorstellen wollen,
couple of modular extensions to the movie. There's a platform, Create Your Own Culture. There is a Ferryboat Orchestra and a public culture discussion platform.
Aber zuerst ein paar Worte zum Film.
Let's talk about the movie first. All Creatures Welcome will be made available under a Creative Commons license. If you don't know what Creative Commons is, that means the movie will be freely available under certain attributions. So a quick explanation of what this license that we picked means specifically. It is CC BY NC SA, and the BY means that you have to name the original creators. You cannot use it for commercial properties. It has to be non-commercial, and the share alike means that if you create new works based on this work, then you have to use the same license.
So, die Creative Commons Lizenz ist
So,
erst
this
möglich
Creative
geworden, weil
Commons,
wir in der Finanzierung komplett auf staatliche Gelder verzichtet haben, also auf Filmförderung und auch auf Gelder vom
we didn't accept
Nur kurz vielleicht zum
public
Verständnis.
funding or funding from the
Kulturelle Wirtschaftsförderung. Und
cultural
das Filmfördergesetz verbietet eine Veröffentlichung
economical sponsorships or anything like that, so it's all under Creative Commons.
Den Rest muss man durch den Verkauf erwirtschaften. Das ist
And
interessant, mit was
further funding has to be created by selling the movie.
haben wir, die
And what we tried with this project was to
wirklich anders zu denken und neue
reimagine ways to finance movies.
dass der Film wirklich ein ganz
And
freies
I
Projekt ist,
like to
also
mention
Auftragsproduktion,
that this
auch nicht vom CCC.
documentary was actually a free production, also not sponsored by the CCC.
Können wir die Herstellungskosten
So
decken,
the
um den Film dann
big question was how to
frei zur Verfügung zu stellen.
raise the funds and how to make everything available to the public. So at first we
und dann ein Crowdfunding gestartet.
s-
Das ist vielleicht nicht besonders
Sorry.
innovativ und definitiv ist es keine allgemeine Lösung, aber momentan ohne Alternative. War nicht einfach, die nötige Summe zusammenzubekommen, aber
It was really hard to get the necessary funds by crowdfunding, and a lot of people contributed,
einen wirklich großen
and the hacker culture and the hacker community created a lot of contributed a lot to these funds and to the overall project. A big applause for that.
Also dieser Film konnte aufgrund seiner Thematik und Zielrichtung über
because-
alternative Wege realisiert werden und dadurch frei verfügbar.
Because of these alternative ways of funding it, we could make it available in a very different way, in an open way, and that is not a common thing in the movie business. And we'd like to create a discussion about these kinds of models in the digital space, and what kind of new ways we could find to create and distribute these kinds of projects.
Raum und Gehör zu bekommen, um die Fragen zu diskutieren.
So to find room and space for these kinds of discussions, we definitely need viewers and recipients outside the digital realm.
Und eine kurze Festival- und Kinotour
So we have decided to do a festival tour.
des Films ein halbes Jahr verschoben.
So to accomplish that, we delayed publishing the film under an open license, so the festivals would accept us because they usually only accept movies that are not generally available yet.
Kein Verleih, das geht.
We did not find a distributor, and especially a distributor would not take us because of the open license.
Viele der Supporter vom Crowdfunding oder andere
And many of the supporters of the crowdfunding and many others went to the local cinemas to ask to see the movie, and we managed to get about 20 cities to show the movie in the last half year. The world premiere was in Linz at the Ars Electronica Festival, and in Germany we had the premiere at the Doc Leipzig documentation movie festivals, and we managed to get nominated for the documentary film prize by the Goethe Institute.
Kinos, Politikern,
And
auch mit der
we managed to start discussions with politicians and scientists and many other people to discuss the challenges of business models versus open licenses.
Leipzig Schulprogramm
So for the selection for the doc program has led to other bits and pieces of our other projects to be made available under open licenses as well.
Eine schöne Musik zu komponieren, wobei natürlich
So it was also another challenge to compose a nice music
Momente sind, die zum Samplen einladen und
and to find motives that are
und das ist was
fit to sampling, and
und Hacken durchaus
so this is a way to get composing and hacking to meet each other. And so this was how we came up with the idea to have an angel choir of hackers who will sing together. And at first, we thought it wasn't that possible to make this come true. So we published our idea, and then Pico, who has studied choir conducting, and she wanted to join the project, and she agreed to handle the workshop. And we recorded the song with about 200 participants, and this is how the Chaos Choir was founded. And we have several arrangements that are also openly accessible and online. So it's possible to rearrange them or to study these pieces of music, and you're very welcome to join in this effort, and please participate.
Das mit dem Erinnern ist ja so eine Sache.
So about remembering. So everybody has their own memory of the same event. So if you ask somebody how the last event was for them, everybody has their own stories and their own memories, and all memories are also reflections. So that's why this point is also something we need to discuss when we want to visualize these kinds of contents. So there's no structural necessity to match these things about the individual experience, which obviously is never complete, and in order to create a more comprehensive image of all these memories, we need to sorry. So that's why we want to publish all the raw materials for further usage, but of course I will edit and review all the materials before publishing everything. And of course you can inform yourself about this and ask questions. So for the Congress we published a new IP for free download. All source codes and source data are published freely, and if you're not as used to these kinds of choir music and so on, you can learn about them and use these sources. And for example, Heaven Can't Wait, you can download free samples, etc. So in case you don't like this version of the music, you can make your own cut of the music. And the platform where we will publish all the raw materials is in progress, and we will announce the publication soon.
Ich denke, jetzt habe ich euch sehr kompakt einen kurzen Überblick gegeben.
So now I have given you a very short and compact overview of everything that happened over the last 4 years. But I'm not going to go into this further.
Fragen beantworten, wenn es dann welche gibt.
But later on you can ask questions and I will answer them. And we will be happy to receive your support on via our website, etc. And this, of course, is a never-ending story.
Das ist die ganz einfache Internetseite, wo
this is our website,
wo sich dann auch
where you
die ganzen
can
Einzelteile, über die wir gerade
find all the parts,
die ganzen Links. Da ist noch nicht alles
the links
da,
and the resources, etc.
wird in den nächsten Tagen sozusagen noch mit aufgeladen.
Rest will be uploaded in the next couple of days,
Also da ist es auch zur Verfügung. Und
also by the CCC.
alles, was All Creatures Welcome und alles
Everything
was
concerning All Creatures
jetzt
Welcome
online.
is
Und ich würde sagen,
going to be online now. And now the film is going to start.
Brothers, sisters, and everybody in between, let's get together. We need to fix the dream machine. Brothers, sisters, join us before it's too late. On the side of the angels, heaven can't wait. Darkness is falling and the shadows grow long. Bring on the light bulbs, tune into our song. Heaven can't wait. Heaven can't wait. Heaven can't wait. Angels walking the earth, it can't wait. Heaven can't wait. Heaven can't wait. Angels walking the earth, there is a gateway when things seem to go wrong. Calling all life forms, tune into our song. Brothers, sisters, and everybody in between, let's get together. We need to fix the dream machine. Brothers, sisters, join us before it's too late. On the side of the angels, heaven can't wait. Heaven can't wait. Heaven can't wait. Heaven can't wait. Angels walking the earth, it can't wait. Heaven can't wait. Angels walking
noch einmal, noch eine Runde, komm. Ja, noch. Heaven can't wait. Heaven is a place on earth. Angels walk the earth. Heaven is a place on earth. Heaven is a place on earth. Heaven is a place on earth. Angels walk the earth. Gleich noch. Vielen Dank.
Ja. Was soll ich da jetzt noch zu sagen?
Versuch mal.
Stehen da 100 Mann und singen. So, wir setzen uns jetzt mal hier hin. Sandra?
So there are 100 people and they just sing. So we'll sit down here.
Pause erst neu eingeschaltet haben oder
And
gerade
Sandra, you're the filmmaker for all of you who have just joined us here,
Producer.
and you're the co-producer, and mostly I'm the composer.
Mitgebracht? Damit die Leute dich auch wiedererkennen.
So, pass mal auf, geh mal her. Wir haben ja
I
auch
brought these with us so people can actually recognize you.
ist auch hübscher, ist ein Pink.
This is much nicer. This is pink.
Sandra, als du angefangen hast auf dem Camp, auf dem ersten.
Sandra, when you started at camp,
Es war orange.
Es war orange. Warum hat man dir eine
you had a orange vest on. Why did you have an orange vest on?
Das Kamerateam, Presseteam, wie auch immer.
The thing is that every press or camera crew gets a few
Presseengel beschlossen. Wir
press angel, and after 4 days, the press angel decided that he wasn't needed anymore. That we got the vests.
Normalerweise sagt man, gerade
So normally,
zur Tapete. Also verschwindet sozusagen
a documentary producer usually becomes part of the background, and
die Sirene auf dem Kopf und sagt, hallo, hier bin ich.
this was much different. We stood out a lot.
Presse mit rein? Man hat mit der
And-
Arme nur das Jäckchen angezogen, du brauchtest keine Presseengel mehr.
Ja,
Gut.
also habe ich einfach keine mehr gekriegt. Ist manchmal
So,
auch ganz praktisch, wenn man welche hat.
At Congress, I didn't even get assigned another press angel.
Wir haben dann noch eine Sache zur Logistik, die wir ansagen sollten.
We
Filmplakate, vielleicht
have another bit of logistics. They're movie posters,
Die stehen einmal hier.
and they're over there and over here, and you can pick them up against
Jeweils
for some contribution.
schmeißt ihr einfach rein, was ihr reinschmeißen wollt.
And you just put however much money you want to put in there. Sandra, where's this money going to?
Jetzt aus Hongkong, die Snowden damals gerettet haben. Und da geht das Geld.
The money will be spent on the refugees that actually helped Snowden back in Hong Kong.
Ja, das
So,
war
ja, ein bisschen
muss ich mal
richtig. Ja,
richtig
das sieht ja
anziehen.
nicht richtig gut aus.
Danke für die Liste. Ich dachte, ich hätte da eine gute
Thanks.
Idee gehabt, das hat ja leider
So
nicht.
I thought this was a good idea, but it didn't work out quite well. So we still have time
Fragen von euch.
for questions from the audience.
Ihr könnt euch dann schon mal an die Saalmikrofone
You
stellen.
can come up to the hall microphones.
Mal gucken, was
So I think in about 5 minutes we'll look at what's going on. Nothing going on from the internet. So I'm going to ask another question.
Wenn ich einen Film über einen Club machen würde,
In case I want to make a movie about the club, I would want to start with the grand cases, the
Das war nicht mein Anliegen.
huge,
Das,
with huge impact. So why didn't you do this? So
dieses,
that wasn't my intention. So of course it's important that these people exist, these people who strive forward to make awesome things,
müssen wir, glaube
but
ich, alle
as was mentioned multiple times in a film,
Dinge tun.
everybody has to do things, everybody to their own ability.
Diese
And I was concerned with this community,
in dieser Community.
how the community communicates. So not the life inside the community, not just the big heroes, but everybody.
Zusammen etwas bewegen.
And
Das wird das
we all need to move things together.
du fragtest oder sagtest vorhin auch nochmal, vielleicht das Publikum darauf aufmerksam machen, die
So
den
maybe
Film
you want
letztes Jahr
to
schon
make
gesehen
the
haben, hättest du gerne ein bisschen Kritik
audience aware about
zu. Was
the
ist der Unterschied? Wie ist
the
die Rezeption?
movie is quite different now from last year. So maybe
Auch nochmal interessant.
the audience wants to give feedback about this.
Ihr könnt das
Are
ja
there
noch nicht
people
sagen, wenn ihr
yet?
keine Fragen habt.
What, you really don't have any questions?
Ah,
Everybody's tired? Oh, one
Nummer
person.
nicht, aber ich glaube, das ist Mikrofon 2.
I think it's
Thanks.
mic
So
two.
compared to last year, I mean, I was at the screening, and I really like this is just great. this is super. But about the narrative you added, how did you come to think of it? How did you decide to do it as a kind of CCC video game?
Ja. I try to answer in English for you.
you know, I'm always working like I have a kind of a concept, an idea I want to find in this reality I'm entering, but it's always changing because reality you can't plan reality. So I always have to adapt my concept to what I can see, I can find there, and I have to change it all the time. And at the end, it was the question, you know, how can I build up a narrative based on dramaturgy and not on time, yeah. And so this was kind of a vehicle to get this.
And then there was the TARDIS.
And then there was the TARDIS too, yeah.
So, two things combined, and that was the initial idea for the game structure, I think, to travel through time and space with the TARDIS and be able to jump from camp to Congress and back.
Yeah, so time doesn't matter anymore.
Wie bist
Da
du
ist noch
ein...
einer. Am Mikro.
Das stelle ich erst noch mal eine Frage,
Okay.
bitte.
Entschuldigung.
Wie bist
So
du
I'm going to ask another question before the next person from the audience. So, how did you come up with this idea to make a movie about this one? Of course, you already are a documentary filmmaker, but why about the CCC? So, initially, I didn't get there with the intention to make a movie about the CCC, but then I happened to tumble into a crypto party. I don't need to explain how this works, but my crypto was broken, so I tried to get it fixed there or get help there. And then I got to talking with these people there about my ideas, and 2 weeks later I got a call and they asked me, wouldn't you like to come and film at the camp? And I said, yeah, it's not really loud, isn't it? And so, but in the end, I accepted the challenge, and it became quickly. There's so much going on, and you can't really mix the documentary. It was just going there
Also
and
gibt's einen zweiten Teil.
mixing it with other topics.
Nee.
Is there going to be a part 2? No. No. So people ask me this all the time, but there are so many important topics in digital that require filmic
Spaß daran, irgendwie diese Community auch zu dokumentieren. Und viele wollen es auch irgendwie auf eine gewisse Art und Weise.
And I see the necessity to document the community and the fun in doing that. And so I'm thinking about offering a workshop for people to create a community movie. Involving, of course, all of you, if you're interested. So, microphone number 2. So, my question was already asked, kinda. So, I'm improvising.
Was sich, da du ja sehr in die Tiefe gegangen bist bei deiner Dokumentation dann und
You went into a lot of details in the documentary.
Stand jetzt so für dich verändert.
What changed in your ideas? How did your relationship to the CCC change? How did your life change? You can't really see that in a one-to-one relationship, but it is kind of a life journey for me. On the 31st C3, I was there for the first time, and it was kind of like traveling to India and being in a large metropolis and experiencing the different speed of things for the first time. And it was also very friendly coming here. And after the 4 days, I thought, my God, what kind of world is it out here? I want to go back in, and that you take with you. So with this project, I tried in the production, in distribution, to pick up on these ideas and integrate them and carry them further. So that moved a lot. And it's also that before this movie, I was quite frustrated with the way of working, the way the business works, because of how the system is organized. It's often that you make a movie and they are shown at a festival, the distributor doesn't really take care of it, and then it kind of gets forgotten about, and that's not the reason I started making films. And with this, I'm very happy to continue, and I'm very interested in continuing making movies. So for me, it's fantastic to come here over the years, and I can absolutely agree with all the sentiments in the movie. How happy I am to spend my days at the end of the year with you guys. And we continue with microphone number 2. One question, many of us have been here before. We're not really objective when we're watching this movie. How was the reaction out there? People, the reaction was quite positive. People have quite weird ideas about what hackers are, and people were quite surprised how friendly they are, how many nice things they're doing, and many for many people. It triggered a lot of stuff. Not necessarily that they would come here and join us, but that it might be necessary to start thinking about this differently, and how good it is to think in a completely different way.
An den Hintermann.
So let's stay with that microphone. At the beginning, you said you wanted to create a discussion about alternative ways of financing projects, and the last half year you showed the film to various people in the industry. How did they react to that? So a lot of people are very reluctant to let go of current business models. So I was talking to the German rights organization, who is also a lobbyist in Brussels. And I've met a lot of people, and many of them have a lot of interest in changing how things work, because the current system is basically broken. And especially the fact that the movies are not actually shown, or that for certain projects you don't get the money. And especially in documentary films, for the reflection about our society, this is really bad. So I think I managed to kick off a couple of things, and additional people have started meeting up and discussing further. So for me, it was very interesting to hear that you're going to provide original material, the raw, and that you're going to provide educational resources for schools. So at this Doc Leipzig film festival. They create additional materials for schools, for the school classes to watch the movies. And we are able to provide these materials in addition to the movie itself. And
Und ich weiß, dass einige jetzt
we had quite a few people working on this from the schools, and they actually have started being part of Chaos Macht Schule, Chaos Makes School.
Auf Vimeo ist der Film auch noch?
The movie is also on Vimeo. It will also be uploaded to YouTube.
war übrigens auch noch eine schöne Sache. Finde
That's another interesting thing. The supporters for the crowdfunding, they had the link since the 1st of November, and I asked them to not upload the video to any platform, and it actually turned out that none of them did upload it.
Media CC, YouTube, Vimeo, es gibt
So Media CCCD will also have the video,
runterladen kann in einer besseren
and in addition to that, we will upload higher resolution versions so you can start editing the material yourself.
alles. Also
Später auch die ganzen Einzelspuren.
And we will add the separate tracks as well for the music,
Und irgendwann wirst du dann dieses
and this will all grow.
Material auch
And
stellen, da musst du aber
so-
erstmal die Gesichter rauspixeln.
And you will upload the 70 hours as raw footage, but you will need to pixelate the faces. Well, not all of them, but in many of the shots don't actually allow you to identify people.
Ja, ich will die Menschen, die da jetzt diese Plattform programmieren, nicht unter Druck setzen.
Alles klar.
Das ist eh toll.
So the platform is currently programmed, and I don't want to put any undue pressure on the people who are creating this platform. So there's another question.
Geh mal Mikro 1 auf, bitte.
Microphone 1, please.
Ich habe eine Frage, deswegen stehe ich hier. Und zwar
I have a question. That's why I'm here. My question is,
bei den Veranstaltungen, dass du dir merkst, welche Leute
how did you manage to remember which people were okay with being filmed and which ones you had to pixelate?
Und
And
ich habe ja fast alles selber gedreht.
I filmed pretty much everything myself, and I just remember. It's been sorted during the editing. I can remember,
Ordnerstrukturen.
and I created a folder structure which I sorted the clips into. And
Menschen, die da nicht drin sein sollen. So viel ist
and-
das auch nicht.
it's actually not that much of material that includes people who don't want to be in it. And especially at camp, I had a rubber ducky which I pressed to alert people to the fact that I wanted to ask people. And so I started asking people from the start. I went all the way to the back, and by the time I got to the back, new people had turned up at the front. So I was rather cautious and started pixelating
Mikrofon 1, das ist dann auch die
to be on the safe side. And we only have 2 minutes left. Here's the last question for tonight.
Das erste Mal sehen zu können.
Thank you for.
Wir haben den Modellzug gebaut, der auch bei den
We're very happy to see this movie for the first time, and we're from the Train Operations Center. So we're very happy to see our train that we built in the movie. So, thank you very much.
Ich hole mal die Noten raus.
Let me get out the music, and we're going to sing a little bit more.
Ganz einfacher Text, das heißt All Creatures Welcome. Und
It's a very simple lyrics, all creatures welcome, and you're all invited to join in.
vielen Dank, dass ihr alle da wart.
Thank you all for being here, and also thank you for listening to the English translation from Stefan,
And I see. Sorry.
and have a good night, and hear you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Sandra, kriegst du da noch Noten hin?
Nicht? Okay.
boom, 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 boom. Come as you are, this is our star.